Start with the eyes, but don't overdo it. The fastest way to spark intrigue isn't with your words, it's with your eyes. A well-timed glance can do more than a 10-minute conversation if it's done right. You want to hold their gaze just long enough to make them wonder if it meant something, and then look away casually. That tiny pause creates tension. It's like your eyes are saying, "I see you," without needing to speak. And when you pair that look with a genuine smile, one that reaches your cheeks and softens your face, it instantly changes the vibe of the interaction. It doesn't need to be intense or theatrical. You're not trying to hypnotize anyone. You're just giving a subtle signal that you're present, open, and interested. The beauty of eye contact is that it's low risk, but high impact. When done with the right timing, it invites curiosity, and flirting often begins with that first shared moment of silent attention. 2. Master the art of playful teasing. Playful teasing is one of the oldest flirting tricks in the book, and when done well, it builds chemistry without needing to be overly direct. It works because it creates a mini game, a fun back and forth that feels light, witty, and a little personal. You're not insulting them, and you're definitely not trying to win points. You're just playfully poking at something small they've shared, like their obsession with pineapple on pizza, or the fact that they still use a flip phone case in 2025. It shows that you're listening, that you're confident enough to be playful, and that you're not afraid of a little banter. The key is warmth, a smile in your tone, a twinkle in your eye. You're inviting them to respond, not putting them down. Teasing like this turns the conversation into something memorable because it's no longer just small talk, it's a spark. 3. Use the triangle gaze trick. Most people have no idea why certain moments feel more intense than others, but this little trick might be the reason. It's called the triangle gaze, and it's a subtle, subconscious signal of attraction. Instead of just locking eyes the entire time, you shift your gaze slowly, from one eye to the other to their lips, then back again. You don't have to do it constantly, and it should never feel staged. But in the right moment, when they say something a little vulnerable or the energy between you changes, it works like magic. The triangle gaze mimics what people naturally do when they're thinking about kissing someone, so it plants that idea softly without saying a word. It's delicate and surprisingly powerful. Most of all, it communicates that you're present in the moment with them, noticing the details and feeling something beyond casual conversation. 4. Mirror their energy, but don't copy. When you connect with someone instantly, it's often because your energy levels match. This is where subtle mirroring becomes your superpower. It's not about mimicking their every move. That would just be weird, but gently adjusting your rhythm to match theirs. What you're doing is sending the message, "I get you." Humans are wired to trust and feel safe around people who seem familiar, and matching energy. Voice, posture, tone is one of the fastest ways to create that familiarity. If they're talking fast because they're excited, try speeding up just a little too. It makes it feel like you're both in the same moment. It makes conversations feel smoother, more natural, like you're already on the same wavelength. You don't have to overthink it. Just tune in, feel their vibe, and let your body language adjust slightly. It's subtle, but it creates a real sense of chemistry. 5. Give unique compliments. Everyone loves a good compliment, but the ones that really land aren't the ones you hear every day. Telling someone they're pretty is nice, but it's generic. Saying something like, "You have a really calming presence," or "You're great at making awkward situations feel easy," makes them pause because it's specific, thoughtful, and clearly personal. A great compliment should feel earned, like it came from paying attention, not from a script. It also helps to drop it mid-conversation, rather than making a big deal out of it. Say it like it's just something you noticed. That casual delivery gives it more weight than a compliment that feels like a performance. And above all, be sincere. Flirting just requires being observant and bold enough to say what you're actually thinking. A compliment that feels genuine and a little unexpected will stick with someone long after the conversation ends. 6. Use light, natural touch. Physical touch can instantly deepen a connection, but the real power is in how subtle it is. A light touch on the arm when you laugh together, a quick brush of your hands when passing something, or even a playful tap on the shoulder. These are small moments that carry a lot of weight. They're brief, friendly, and non-threatening, but they add a layer of intimacy to the interaction that words can't achieve. Or when you're handing them your phone and your fingers brush for half a second, those micro moments can be surprisingly electric. The secret is that touch should always feel like a natural extension of what's happening, not something forced or calculated. And most importantly, pay attention to how the other person responds. If they lean in, smile more, or mirror your touch, that's a green light. But if they tense up or pull away, respect their space and adjust. 7. Let silence work in your favor. Most people panic when there's a pause in conversation, especially when they're nervous or trying to impress someone. But here's the thing, silence can be magnetic when you know how to use it. Letting a moment breathe shows confidence. You're not rushing to fill space or overcompensate. You're comfortable enough to just be there. A brief pause after a compliment, a moment of eye contact without words, or a smile shared without explanation. These little silences create charge. They make the other person lean in just a little more, wondering what you're thinking. Silence gives weight to your words. It slows down the rhythm, draws attention, and invites curiosity. Instead of treating silence like a mistake, use it as a tool. Let moments linger. Let the energy settle. It's often in those quiet beats that real connection and attraction starts to build. 8. Be fully present. There's something incredibly attractive about someone who makes you feel like you're the only person that matters in that moment. Not in a performative way, but in a way that's genuinely present. That's a rare kind of attention, and it's powerful. When you're flirting, put your phone away. Face them fully. Laugh at their jokes like you're not thinking about anything else. Ask follow-up questions. Remember little things they say and refer back to them later. These tricks or signs, you could say, are actually there and people can feel that. This kind of presence is magnetic because it's uncommon. Most people are half listening, distracted, or thinking about what to say next. But when you really lock in, even for a short time, you make them feel important. And that's one of the most flattering feelings anyone can experience. If you want to be irresistible, start by being fully present. 9. Show calm confidence. When people talk about confidence, they often imagine boldness, loud jokes, strong body language, center of attention vibes. But the most attractive kind of confidence doesn't demand attention. It invites it. It's quiet, grounded. It doesn't need to be proven every 5 seconds. That kind of confidence comes from being comfortable in your own skin. You're not trying to impress. You're just sharing space, letting things unfold, and trusting your own vibe. You're okay with not being perfect. You're okay with laughing at yourself. You're okay with giving someone else the spotlight. People can feel that energy. It creates a sense of security, of ease. Flirting doesn't have to be too flashy to be effective. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is sit comfortably in silence, smile with intention, and speak with calm certainty. When you stop trying to prove something, that's when people really start to notice you. 10. Leave on a high note. Most people drag conversations past their natural endpoint because they're enjoying the moment or nervous about ending it. But knowing when to leave is just as important as knowing how to start. You want to exit while the vibe is still high, while they're still smiling, still wanting more. When you leave on a high note, you create anticipation. You stay in their mind. They think, wow, that was fun. I want to talk to them again. That's a much better outcome than overstaying and watching the energy slowly fizzle out. You don't need a dramatic exit, just something like, hey, I've got to run, but this was really fun. Let's pick this up later. It shows confidence, control, and charm, and that's a rare combo. Good flirting ends in a way that keeps the door open. Make your exit memorable and you'll never be forgotten. And so, at the end of the day, flirting's just about being real, paying attention, and knowing when to lean in a little. You don't need to force it, just enjoy the moment. If this helped, drop a like and hit subscribe for more videos that actually make dating make sense. Thanks for watching.